Hey guys, how are you? Hey, wanted to shoot out an answer to today's question, which came from Stacy. It's a great question, and the question was, how do I deal with cold market? Okay, that's people that you don't know, and obviously there's a lot more cold market in the world than there are warm market. Okay, but before I get into cold market, what I want to tell you is if you're really building this business the right way, you're doing what's called BAM FAM. Okay, that means you're booking a meeting from a meeting. That means that every time someone gets started, you're going to schedule a launch party for them within 7 to 10 days. And that's really how you build this business, guys. I mean, almost all of our new members that we're bringing on board right now, we're in living rooms every night with people, and it's their warmest of warm. It's their hot market, because when you're dealing with hot market, someone's best friend, their best family, the closest people to them, we'll get anywhere from 30 to 50% to come on board. And those are ratios that are going to create a lot of speed in your business. Cold market is what, like Eric Grzybolski, $1 Million Earner, likes to call slow market. And, if you're strictly working cold market, this is going to be a long haul. It's going to be a very slow process for you. A lot of times when people ask about talking to warm market, the reason they give is that they're out of people to talk to. And, that's just never the case. I mean, I've been doing this business for more than 10 years in network marketing, and I'm nowhere near close to talking to all my warm market. I haven't even scratched the surface. So bottom line, guys, you got to get to your acquaintances. You got to get, through your warm market, and you got to talk to a lot of people. Now, with that said, does that mean we don't talk to people we don't know? Absolutely not. I mean, when you're out and about, when you're eating out, when you're out, interacting with people in public, going through your daily business, it's a great idea to keep your antenna up and look for sharp people. When you run into people that are happy and they're smiley and they're outgoing and they're people that you'd like to work with, what you do is, and I'll just give you an example. If I was out at a restaurant and I had a server that was very bubbly, outgoing, friendly, I would compliment them. I would say something like, wow, you're one of the best, this is some of the best service we've ever had. You must just love working here. I'm going to make a positive statement like that. And a lot of times they'll say, well, it's okay. It's all right. Or they'll say, and then if they say something like, well, it's okay, I'll say, well, I mean, if that's not it, they sure must pay you a lot. And a lot of times they'll say, well, not really. I don't make a lot of money either. So at that point, they're basically saying, hey, this is not what I want to do long term. And I might even ask them that question after they answer a succession of questions. I might say, hey, I mean, is this serving? Is that what you plan to do for the rest of your career? And if they say no, then I can simply say, well, I mean, if you keep your options open for, other ways to make income outside of this, I mean, I'm in charge of recruiting for my company, and right now is not the time or place, but, why don't you pop your number into my phone here, and I'll literally hand them my phone with it all set, let them type it in. And I'll say, I can give you a call in a few days. We're expanding in this area. We're looking for some sharp, ambitious people, and, we can get together for coffee. So that's one way you can do it. Now, obviously, if you're a guy and you're talking to a girl, it's a great idea to mention your girlfriend or your wife so they don't think you're trying to pick up on them. A lot of times I'll say, my wife's in charge of recruiting for a large company. If you happen to work with your spouse in the business, I'd say, if you give me your number, I can have her give you a call in the next couple of days. You can meet her for coffee and see if, there might be some sort of match with what we're trying to do with our expansion. So the key question is, do you keep your options open for other ways to make money outside of what you do? So it's a series of questions. You build some rapport. You got to, relate to people. When you're out and about, form people. That's family, occupation, recreation, motivation. Ask about them. Oh, are you from this area? How long have you worked here? And then you can compliment them and say, hey, you're really sharp, or you're really good with people. You must love it here. And when they say no, you say, well, they sure must pay you a lot. And when they say no to that, you say, so, I mean, do you see yourself in this career for the rest of your life? Is this your long-term career? Or do you keep your options open for, other avenues, other career paths? And if they say yes to that, I'll simply say, hey, I can't make any promises, but I'm working with an international company. They're expanding all over the world. We're expanding specifically here in this area, and we're looking for sharp, ambitious people. Once you pop your number in my phone, and again, I don't ask them to give my number. I just tell them to give my number. So hopefully that helps, guys, and you're coming across people like that on a daily basis, and that's just going to keep your funnel full, you don't necessarily have to recruit every one of them all the time right away. You certainly can. The other thing you can do is go, you're very sharp. We're not looking for anyone right now, but why don't I send you a Facebook request? And, down the road, if we're looking for some sharp people, I may get in contact with you. And if I give you a call, I'll definitely answer, because it's an incredible opportunity for the people, if someone fits what we're looking for. So bottom line, guys, you just got to talk to people and have conversations. The key questions are, do you keep your options open for income opportunities, or for ways to make money, or for other careers outside of what you're doing? Do you keep your income options open for part-time income? Those are the type of questions you can ask people on a daily basis. And, you can definitely get into cold market. Just as a side note, the only reason we talk to cold market is to get into their warm market. So if I'm talking to a cold market and I get them enrolled, the first thing I'm going to do is bam, fam. I'm going to book a meeting from a meeting. I'm going to set their launch party, and boom, we're off and running. We're into their warm market. So the reason we talk to cold market is to get into warm market. But the bottom line is, guys, every one of you's got a lot of warm market to talk to. So, the question is, should I talk to warm market or cold market? I say both. But the reality is, where you really want to get good is getting into hot market and staying in hot market. And that's where the pros spend their time, is in hot market. But sometimes you got to talk to some cold market to get into that hot market. So keep your antennas up as you're out and about, guys, for sharp, outgoing, ambitious people that have big smiles on their faces, that are, people. Give them a compliment. Ask them a series of questions, and then, ask them if they're keeping their options open. And the biggest thing is, it's like, now if they start asking questions, you go, hey, now's not the time or the place. I'm in a hurry too. I know you're at work. I'll get a hold of you in the next few days, and we can get together and go through some of the details is what we're looking for. And I know you're busy, and I don't want to take away from your time. Obviously, you're on the clock here. So I'm busy too. I got to rock and roll. And, thanks for your number. I'll give you a call in the next few days. So hope that helps, guys. Cold market. It's definitely a way you can build your business, but whatever you do, don't use it as a way to avoid talking to warm market. And the key to success and the key to the speed is to get into hot market and book a launch party from every enrollee. And that's how you're really going to have some fun with this thing. So keep your antennas up, guys, but let's get into hot market as quickly as we can. Have a great day. Hope that adds some value to your business. Take care and God bless.